I can't wait for this weekend. We've got some incredible matchups lined up. But here's the big question. If the Texans upset the Chiefs, would that be the biggest upset of the divisional round? Absolutely. And honestly, it wouldn't just be the biggest upset of the divisional round, it would be the biggest upset of the entire playoffs. Even if the Texans somehow moved on to beat the Ravens or Bills the following week, it wouldn't compare to taking down the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round. Think about this. Patrick Mahomes is undefeated in the divisional round, 6-0. He's thrown 13 touchdowns with 0 interceptions in these games. This Chiefs team won 15 games this season. Sure, we've talked about their close games and questioned some of their performances, but the fact remains, they've been winning. And when the stakes are highest, Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Steve Spagnuolo's defense always step up. But now the Texans come into Arrowhead. They're banged up. Joe Mixon sprained his ankle just this past Wednesday. This is a team that imploded a couple of weeks ago after Tank Dell went down. And let's not forget, the Texans struggle to handle pressure. Against Spagnuolo's blitz-heavy defense, C.J. Stroud ranks 34th in the league. This is a nightmare matchup for Houston. I hear you, but let me push back for a second. Is it really the biggest possible upset? Because if the Commanders went into Detroit and upset the Lions, that could be an even bigger story. Here's why the Texans beating the Chiefs is a bigger deal. If the Texans win, it completely flips the playoff expectations. Suddenly, Lamar Jackson doesn't have to go through Arrowhead. Josh Allen doesn't get a shot at redemption against Mahomes. And as fans, let's be real, we want to see those heavyweight matchups. The Texans upsetting the Chiefs disrupts all of that. I'll say this, the Texans have almost no chance of winning this game. The Chiefs are coming off a bye, they're rested, Mahomes and Travis Kelce are healthy, and they're playing at Arrowhead. Houston's offense is also struggling. They're missing key weapons like Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell. Without those guys, this team just doesn't have enough firepower. You're right. This isn't just about Mahomes and the Chiefs being two-time defending champs, it's about doing it against a short-handed Texans team. That would make this a colossal upset. Exactly. If the Texans pull this off, it's not just a rookie quarterback beating the Chiefs on their home turf, it's a rookie QB doing it without a full roster of weapons. Houston would need a perfect storm. Nico Collins would have to dominate Trent McDuffie, a banged-up Mixon would need to somehow establish the run against a tough KC front, and their defense would have to consistently pressure Mahomes. And that's just the thing, there's no clear path for Houston to win this game. The Commanders, on the other hand, might actually have a better shot against Detroit. The Lions, while dominant this year, don't have the pedigree of Kansas City. Jared Goff isn't Mahomes. Dan Campbell isn't Andy Reid. I get that, but let's not downplay Kansas City. They've been in close games all year, and yes, this isn't the best version of the Chiefs we've seen. But they've still found ways to win. They're battle-tested. To me, this year's Chiefs team is better than last year's. Remember, last season they led the league in dropped passes. They've cleaned that up, and they're still winning. Meanwhile, this year's Texans don't look as good as last year's squad. Injuries have hit them hard. Fair point. But let me ask this. Patrick Mahomes isn't even in the MVP race this year. He's not even a Pro Bowler. When has that ever happened? Hold up, are we really saying Mahomes has lost a step? I don't see it. He's still the best quarterback in the game, especially in critical moments. The Pro Bowl and MVP races reflect individual seasons, but when it comes to big-time football, Mahomes is the guy. Agreed. The Chiefs have earned their reputation, and Mahomes has proven time and time again why he's the best in the league. When it's all said and done, I'm not betting against him this weekend. Well, we'll leave it there. The Commanders might be big underdogs, but the Texans? If they somehow pull it off, it'll go down as one of the greatest playoff upsets ever.